Hello everybody at home. This is Wednesday, March 24th, and we are going over, this video will be going over topics 11.4 and 11.5. Okay, so 11.4 assignment. We are looking at taking the circumference. They will give us the circumference of a circle, and we've got to work backwards to find the area. All right, so here's how this works. They tell us that a circular plate has a circumference of 23.9 inches. We are going to use both formulas. C equals pi times diameter, and area equals pi r squared. Okay, so we are going to plug in 23.9 for C, 3.14 for pi, and we've got to solve a one-step equation to calculate what the diameter is. So let's punch that in, 23.9. We can't, so they're multiplying over on the right, so we're going to divide both sides by 3.14. Divided by 3.14. Now that gives me a diameter of 7.6. Now it says round all intermediate values to the nearest thousandths. That means right here, we're not finished. The final answer, we're going to round to the nearest whole number. Intermediate numbers nearest thousandths. So that's 7.6114. But thousandths place, there's three places. The 4 to the right would say leave it alone. So 7.611. We got to then, because we look at our area formula, we need the radius. I got the diameter. So we cut that diameter in half to get the radius. So 7.611 divided by 2, and that gives us a radius of, where can I write this? 3.8055. Once again, here's where most of the mistakes happen. The rounding of the intermediate numbers. So it says round to the nearest thousandths. That's three place values to the right of the decimal. Remember, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. That 5 to the right of the thousandths place value says round it up. So it will be 3.806. So 3.806 is our radius. Now I can plug that 3.806 in for R, which means I'm going to go 3.806 times 3.806. And when I square that, it gives me 14.4856. Once again, round to the nearest thousandths, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. That's right here. The 6 to the right says round up. So that is 14.486. We're going to take that times pi now. So 3.14 times 14.486 equals 45.48 something or other. But now we're done. This is the area. So it says the final answer, we round to the nearest whole number. So that would then round to 45. Well, let's punch it in and see how we do. Check answer, and boom shakalaka. Okay, so you got to work all the way back and through to get the area. That is topic 11.4. There's only 3 questions. Have at it. So let's go over to 11.5. Now 11.5 is problem solving. It gives us all different weird setups, and we've got to then use our circumference area formulas knowledge to problem solve through it. Okay, excuse me. Let's look at this one. We've got, it says find the area of the inside of the square but outside the circle. So that's the shaded portion. So the first thing is I want to calculate the square. So that is 22 by 22. Length times width, 22 times 22 is 484. That is the area of the square. Now I want to find the area of the circle. So I'm going to go A equals pi r squared. The radius of the circle. Well, if the dimension straight across, the diameter is 22, then the radius is 11. So we're going to go 11 squared, which is 11 times 11. That's 121 times pi. So 121 times 3.14. That gives me 379.94. Now that's the circle. And you can see that circle is cut out of the square. So we're going to subtract that circle from the entire square of the 484. So we go 484 minus 379.94 equals, and we get 104.06. It says round to the nearest hundredths. Don't need to because I only go to the hundredths. So I'll just type in all of that, 104.06. 104.06. Nice work. All right, so you got some like that. And then like on this one, you've got a rectangle and 2 half circles. So break that down into one circle whose diameter is 60 and a rectangle whose dimensions are 120 by 60. Find the area of each and then add them together. Okay, so you got several area ones like that where you've got to break it down. You got to read through some of these. This one's another one we got to subtract. You take that one circle away. Now this one's kind of tricky because you've got a square and 3 half circles. Okay, but this one's kind of a trick question because look, it's asking for the perimeter. So that is C equals pi times diameter. All right, so we are going to use the diameter. So let's start with finding the measure of one arc. So the diameter of that circle, if that was a circle, the diameter is 9. So we're going to plug in 9 times pi, 9 times 3.14. That gives me a circumference of 28.26. So if that was a whole circle, we would say 28.26, but right there, this one right here is only half a circle. So we'll take that 28.26 and we'll cut it in half. So let's divide that by 2. So each arc is 14.13. And remember, this is rounded to the nearest hundredths as needed. Now these numbers only go to the hundredths. So I don't need to round, but if I did, be careful. So that's 1. I got 2, 3 of those arcs. So 14.13 times 3, times all 3 of them. So we'll go times 3. All 3 of those arcs give me 42.39. But I'm not done yet because I just got around the 3 arcs. I still have this 9-foot section right there that I have to add to it. So let's add 9. That gives me a grand total of 51.39. Why do my 3's not show up very well? Okay. Let's type it in. See if I'm 3 for 3. 51.39. Fantastic. 3 for 3. All right. So there's some problem solving along with converting a circumference, working backwards to find the radius, then take the radius to find the area. These problems take a little bit of time. You got to show work. You got to work carefully. That's why you only have, 6 on this assignment, 3 on the other assignment. So be careful. We meet again Friday before you take the quiz or the test. Tomorrow you'll have a review. So let's meet Friday before you take the test so we can go over some of these questions, especially the more difficult ones that'll be on the test. All right. Talk to you guys later.